Let us understand what are the types of JDBC drivers. So first, Java Database Connectivity, that is JDBC, is an application programming interface, that is API, for the Java programming language that defines how a client can access and interact with any kind of tabular data, especially, especially a relational database. JDBC drivers uses JDBC APIs, which was developed by Sun Microsystem, but now this is the part of the Oracle. In JDBC drivers, there are four types. It is a part of the Java Standard Edition platform, that is SE, from Oracle Corporation. It acts as a middle layer interface between Java applications and database. The JDBC classes are contained in the Java uh, packages. There are two packages in it, java.sql and javax.sql. So next, JDBC helps you to write Java application that manage these three programming activities. Connect to a data source like a database, send queries and update statements to the database, retrieve and process the result receiving from the database in answer to your query. Sun Microsystem, now Oracle, defines four types of JDBC drivers, which are outlined below. First type is type 1 driver, or it is also known as JDBC ODBC bridge driver. Type 2 driver, which is also known as native API driver. Type 3 driver, which is also known as network protocol driver. Type 4 driver, which is also known as thin driver. So let us understand first driver, JDBC ODBC bridge driver or type 1 driver. Type 1 driver or JDBC ODBC bridge driver uses ODBC driver to connect to the database. The JDBC ODBC bridge driver converts JDBC method calls into ODBC function calls. So type 1 driver is also known as universal driver because it can used connect to any database. It is only used for the checking purpose. So let us understand diagram. First JDBC API, next Java applications, then next JDBC ODBC bridge driver, ODBC driver, vendor database library, and database. Java. So advantages. This driver software is built in with JDK, so no need to install separately. It is database independent driver. So its disadvantages, as a common driver is used to order to interact with different databases, the data transferred through this driver is not so secure. The ODBC bridge driver is needed to install in individual client machines. So type 1 driver isn't written in Java. That's why it isn't a portable driver. Let us understand next type of JDBC drivers. Native API driver or type 2 driver. It is partially Java driver. The native API driver uses the client-side libraries of the database. This driver converts JDBC method calls into native calls of the database API. In order to interact with different databases, this driver needs their local APIs. That's why data transfer is much more secure as compared to type 1 driver. This driver is not fully written in Java. That's why it is also known as partial Java driver. So let us understand the diagram. First, JDBC API Java applications gives to the um implementation to the JDBC API. The next native API drivers, which is the driver vendor database library, which is provided by vendor companies, and next databases. So let us understand advantages. Native API driver gives better performance than JDBC ODBC bridge driver, more secure compared to the type 1 driver. Disadvantages of native API driver are driver needs to be installed separately in individual client machine. The vendor client library needs to be installed on client machine. Type 2 driver isn't written in Java, that's why it is portable driver. It is a database dependent driver. So let us understand the third type of JDBC drivers, that is network protocol driver, which is also known as type 3 driver, and it is fully Java driver. The network protocol driver uses middleware application server that converts JDBC calls directly or indirectly into vendor specific database protocols. Here all the database connectivity drivers are present. in a single server, hence no need of individual client-side installation. Let's understand the diagram. So our application, which is go through the network protocol driver, which is also used as middleware, uh, and next it stores in databases, which all includes in JDBC API. So advantages for it: type 3 drivers are fully written in Java, hence they are portable drivers. No client side libraries required because of application server that can perform many tasks like auditing, load balancing, logging, etc. Switch facility to switch over from one database to another database. These are the advantages. Now let us understand the disadvantages for it. Network support is required on client machine. So maintenance of network protocol drivers becomes costly because it requires database specific coding to be done in the middle tier. So the next type is thin driver, which is also known as type 4 driver. It is also fully Java driver. So, type 4 driver is also known as native protocol driver. This driver interacts directly with the database. It does not require any native database library. That is why it is known as thin driver. So, as you can see in the diagram, there is no middle database library or native library or middleware to handle the data. It is directly connected to the database. So, advantages for it: does not require any native library and middleware server, so no client side or server side installation will be happen in this particular driver. It is fully written in Java language, hence they are portable drivers. It is also known as portable drivers as well as thin driver as well as fully Java driver. So disadvantages for it: if database changes, a new driver may be needed. If you can changes the database, you have to include new driver to the particular file. So which driver to use when? Let us understand which particular driver to use when. If you are accessing one type of database such as Oracle, Sybase or IBM, the preferred driver type is type 4. If your Java application is accessing multiple types of databases at the same time, type 3 is preferred driver. Type 2 driver are useful in situation when a type 3 or type 4 does not available yet for your database, so you can use the type 2 driver at that case. So the next is the type 1 driver is not considered a deployment level driver and is typically used for development and testing purpose only. This type 1 driver is only used for testing purpose, cannot handle it the data. So thank you so much.